Morning, everyone. Very warm welcome to all of you to this social distancing Kigali debate on governance in the context of COVID-19. A special welcome to the Acting Director General from MINALOC, Mr. Alexis Ingangare, who generously accepted to share his thoughts and experience on the governance in the context of COVID crisis. Also, a very warm welcome to you, the audience. Another special welcome to our moderator for this session, Sandra, who will lead us throughout this discussion. On behalf of FES and IRDP, we are grateful that you could make it to take part in this conversation. As we all know, COVID-19 has made all of us rethink the way we do things. The coronavirus pandemic poses significant challenges to all of us, including political leaders, civil society leaders, young generation, and everyone else. First of all, effective communication is a key pillar of crisis in the governance. Citizens are asked to actively take part in the containment measures, including social distancing, self-quarantine, and community support for considerable yet unknown periods of time. A whole society approach engaging individuals, families, religious leaders, and many others, the private sector, media, to support national efforts in order for them to be effective and to prevent. We have seen that the implementation of evidence-based strategies are now playing a key role, especially when we see the ministries publishing the numbers of COVID cases and identification of different areas to ensure that there is no community infections. So while COVID-19 represents a significant threat, every crisis also presents opportunities for sustained innovation and learning, and how successful this crisis is managed will also depend on how well each government is able to face it head-on and bring society on board. As I said, we are privileged to be joined by the Acting Director General from MINALOC, Mr. Ingangare Alexis, who will share his thoughts and experience on governance and ensuring that the citizens are participating and the services are being delivered. So this one said, once again, a very warm welcome to all of you. I wish you a very fruitful conversation, and I wish to hand off to Sandra.
Thank you very much, Jean-Claude, for the great introduction that really takes us directly. So without more delaying, I would like to invite Alexis to take the floor and present us with his inputs. Thank you.
COVID has hindered participation of citizens. There are some opportunities that were there that help the people to participate in what is being done for them. So those opportunities that are there, we can see that we had infrastructures, even though what was not developed, but these infrastructures were used to help people, citizens, to participate in their affairs. So they didn't participate at their fullest, but they used those infrastructures. Among others opportunities that were there, citizens had electronic devices. Many citizens had their telephones, so they could use them to search for services. However, there are some challenges that were linked with the COVID that I'm going to highlight. Some people can't read and write because they cannot participate actively. The one channel that we remained to use was to use telephone or other devices, electronic devices, but there are some people that do not know to read or to write. It was a barrier for them to participate actively in their affairs. The other thing, the other challenges met we can say, even though we have infrastructure, but they are not developed enough. Even though you have your computer, for example, you could not easily access internet so that you can participate in affairs that is being done for citizens. The other side, we have people who do not have electronic devices. Those are computers. There are many that have no telephone, so it was a barrier for them to participate. Continuing with challenges, these challenges were related to how people could not participate in the affairs, but remember also there are services that could not be delivered. Among others, we can say civil registration. Remember also that there are some forums like this could not also be conducted. So in short, people could not participate as it was deemed in their affairs. The other accountability also, I can say that it has diminished. In Muganda, people could ask their leaders what they do and why they do it. But this time, a portion of people could ask their readers as they are the only one who has electronic devices that can help them ask their readers. Even though we had challenges, but there are some recent trends. We have seen that service can be delivered using online channels. It is where people started using mobile money, requesting services online, mainly certificate where you pass through Irembo and then you go to your services. The online meeting, we learn that meeting can be held using online channels. It is cost effective. We have also noticed that radio and TV can be used so that people can express their views. These challenges and the lesson learned help us to see the gap that we have that can be filled so that in the next phases can help us to deliver at our utmost, or people can express their views and readers can share information with their citizens. We remarked that there is a need to develop infrastructures such as internet. As I was saying, there are some more remote areas that TV and radio penetration is not yet, it is not reaching there. So we have seen that there is a need to develop them. There is a need of an awareness campaign reminding people that those electronic devices are important in their participation.
So I would like to propose that we move straight to the discussion session.
Pour moi, c'est un petit commentaire, surtout ce qui concerne les challenges que nous avons rencontrés, surtout au niveau du travail. En fait, le Covid a eu des conséquences néfastes, surtout au niveau du travail, parce que on a connu beaucoup de suspensions de contrats de travailleurs. Même aujourd'hui, on ne sait pas quand ça va finir. Donc, je dis que quand même, c'est un problème, mais qu'on ne sait jamais comment répondre. Au niveau du MINALOC, qu'est-ce qu'ils en pensent, surtout pour les pertes d'emploi? Merci.
He noted an additional challenge related to the loss of employment for some people whose contracts have been stopped. And he was asking what MINALOC thinks of that and what kind of management will be proposed to these people.
It is not easy to answer to this question because there is no scheme designed to help these people. But what I can say is when the lockdown was in its fullest stage, it is where MINALOC with the other organ or institution did what they could do to help those people who lost their job.
There is a category of some people who was affected more than others. Here I mean
people who have like disability foresight. I mean like those blind, those deaf, and like those deaf blind. So they can't hear radio, they can't like type their message. So what MINALOC do think to look how they can upgrade their rights to be ahead? There are systems that are designed for them. They are special braille. Think is there, they can use it, they can use them to help. But if you have the other thing that you can do to help our disabled people, the idea is very welcomed.
So Julien Mumvaneza from Gender Monitoring Office was asking a summary of what is being done to address all the highlighted challenges from the presentation.
Infrastructures need to be developed. Even though we are saying that it is not well developed, but we have them. The problem is there. There is something that has been done, and the government knows that. So it is step by step. I think in the NST one, it is said that by 2024, all services delivered by the government will be delivered online. So there is a strategy to overcome those challenges, especially those related to online services. Challenge regarding mutuelle de santé, people has lost their jobs, economy has decreased, as everybody can realize. However, they pay for them, and where it is not possible, citizen, as you have been educated, people try to help each other, so they collect the money and they can help their fellow citizen, which is very good.
So we have a suggestion, a recommendation from Hani, who's saying that the government institutions should also put more effort into teaching people or citizens to save their money or food, because it is something that we have seen that it has made people struggle even in the first days of the lockdown.
The pandemic may be global, but I think the response has to be localized. Yes, the pandemic has come, but I think it has highlighted the importance of digital technologies. And from these experiences, I think it calls for more funding in the digital infrastructure, especially in the context of Rwanda, because there are more advantages to it than there is with the disadvantages. Thank you very much.
I think even the existing schemes from Social Security Board, the adherence and the participation is still low. I think the first thing from the government is to raise and promote existing schemes. And if there is another additional scheme that can be put in place, it will be coming. But if the participation is not raised, it will continue to not benefit to the population, all the beneficiaries.
I'm glad to be with you in this meeting. It was really constructive. Recommendation provided were noted. Those are very good, and they will help us to improve the well-being of our citizens. Mm-hmm. So once again, thank you for the team for this kind activity. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Alexis, for the great presentation, for the insights you've given to everyone's questions and contributions and comments, for your time and your great insights. So as we conclude, I would really like to thank everyone else for your very rich contributions, for the questions, for the recommendations, the very interesting recommendations that were given to the team. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so very much, Sandra, for the great moderation as always. Thank you so much, DG Alexis, for such a good presentation, for sharing your thoughts, different initiatives from the government, a lot of things were merged from this discussion. I think as challenges, I've seen that reading and writing is still a challenge, especially when people have to move, to technology that is playing a critical role during this crisis in terms of communication, in terms of, keeping track of what is happening. I think something else that the DG mentioned also includes the availability of infrastructure, but with limited access to appropriate equipment such as phones, some services were not there during the lockdown, especially the civil registration, public gatherings that are also part of our culture as Rwandans, the affordability of electronic devices. And I think it has been realized that we are now using electronic devices more than ever before, because it's one of the easiest way to do a lot of businesses, personal businesses, communication-wise, and I think there is also some opportunities that we have seen, including this one, which is an opportunity that merged out of the crisis. The use of Zoom and WebEx, organizing such conferences that we never had before. Radios and TVs have played a key role. Financial penetration were boosted in terms of mobile money transfers. Yeah, so a lot of things. And as we said, this is a monthly rendezvous. Sometimes there is challenges, but I think there is a lot of topics that we captured in terms of the way in which we can be organized in this regard. And once again, on behalf of FES and on behalf of IRDP, we want to say big thank you. Big thank you for being here on this social distancing Kigali debate, for such an interactive session. Alex, thank you so much for being here. Sandra, thank you so much. The audience, thank you for the interactions, contributions, and very much looking forward to the next one. And also looking forward to the face-to-face discussion as it used to. So once again, thank you, and looking forward.